I went to the greening architecture one, and then I also went to Know Your Farmer and food sustainable systems. The first one was really interesting to learn about how much energy our buildings use and how they could be made really energy efficient. And then the food systems one was more interactive when we got to talk about a lot of the problems with our food system and how we can start trying to come up with solutions to fix it.
This is similar to what you would find at one of our projects called Maya Pedal in Guatemala, where we send bicycles and they're reconfigured into what are called bici máquinas, which are pedal-powered machines, so that people in impoverished areas that either don't have access to electricity or can't afford electricity can start micro-businesses.
So we brought in some tide pool animals, and just to let you guys know how global warming will affect the tide pool animals and animals in the sea in general. So basically the tide pool animals, the way that they're affected is that shell formation, that actually might be more difficult for them if the CO2 levels rise because the water becomes more acidic.
Okay, now normally the Earth has a very cool mechanism for dealing with carbon dioxide. So just like some things, like burning fossil fuels, emit it into the atmosphere, there are other things that actually trap it and pull it out of the atmosphere. So plants, trees, the ocean, small organisms in the soil. These are our carbon sinks. But just like the Earth can only give each of us so much space, it can only deal with so much CO2 from each person. And just like each of us has taken up all those football fields without even realizing it, we're each spewing out tons of CO2 through our daily activities. It's so much that those plants, those trees, the oceans, all those carbon sinks, they can't keep up with us anymore. And then, of course, we add to that the fact that we're destroying those carbon sinks by cutting down our forests and damaging the oceans. I mean, the Earth has never seen anything like this. It's like we're conducting a lab experiment, except it's on ourselves.
I went to the Think Outside the Bottle workshop. Yeah, we learned some interesting facts. So, you know, the tap water is actually very healthy, but brand names like Palm Springs and Dasani are trying to sell us basically tap water back to us. And we watched a nice little video and we learned a lot of facts.
One thing that we did this year as part of our brand new Eco Schools project is to do a competition. And what Boston Latin School won was a solar tent. Okay, it's a 10 by 10 solar tent. It's the power mode.
So we wanted to bring you out and show you this tent because, as Liz said inside, we got it in a contest for schools. So it's a lot of lots of different opportunities for all of you throughout the school year. There's lots of grants and competitions that it's really not that hard to apply to, and we want to tell you about a couple of them.
We do some green fundraising. So for instance, we have Chico bags, and these are obviously reusable bags, and the idea is the average person uses about 500 bags a year. So instead you've got a reusable bag that you can fold up into a small pouch and take with you. We also have obviously water bottles. This teddy bear is a really cool piece. It's actually made completely from recycled water bottles. So we also have done some things in the past, like this is made from a little girl's pair of shorts and a belt, and it was part of a fashion show we did. The idea being that everything's reused as opposed to new.
So basically, a couple of years ago, we thought, if climate change is so important, why aren't we learning about it in schools? And so we started an effort to get climate change, education required in all different schools, all schools across Massachusetts. If our generation is really being taught in schools, like I said, it'll be easier for us to develop solutions to the issues that are in our world today. And so lastly, thank you to all of you for being here today. I hope you had a fantastic time. And we'll see you next year.